Benny Bear and Ruby Rabbit and the Harvest Moon Hike. The forest glowed with golden leaves as autumn settled in. Benny Bear and Ruby Rabbit were packing their rucksacks for a special outing. "Tonight is the harvest moon," Ruby said, tucking a lantern into her bag. "The biggest, brightest moon of the year." Benny yawned and rubbed his eyes. "Sounds nice. But do we really have to hike at night?" Ruby grinned. "Of course, that's when the harvest moon shines the brightest. Come on, Benny, it'll be magical." Setting off. As twilight fell, they set out along the forest path. The air was cool and crisp, carrying the scent of pine and fallen leaves. Crickets chirped a steady rhythm, and the first stars twinkled overhead. Soon the moon rose round, golden, and so bright it lit up the path as if it were daytime. "Wow," Benny whispered. "It's like walking in silver daylight." Ruby twirled beneath the beams. "See, totally worth it." A strange sound. Halfway up the hill, they heard a rustling in the bushes. Benny froze. What was that? Ruby held up her lantern. The light revealed Daisy Deer, who popped her head out shyly. "Oh, I didn't mean to scare you," she said. "I'm hiking too. Mind if I join you?" "Of course not," Ruby smiled. "The more the merrier." Together, the three friends continued up the trail, the harvest moon guiding their steps. The owl's warning. At the old oak grove, a deep hoo-hoo echoed above. An owl swooped down, landing on a branch. "Travellers of the night," the owl said, "beware the trickster wind at the summit. It loves to snatch hats, scarves, and anything loose." Benny clutched his cap nervously. "Good to know." Ruby thanked the owl, then tightened her scarf. "We'll be careful." At the summit. At last they reached the top of Moonlight Hill. The forest stretched out below, bathed in golden moonlight. Pumpkins glowed in the farmers' fields, and the river shimmered like silver ribbon. "Beautiful," Daisy whispered. Ruby pointed. "Look, the moon's reflection in the river is almost as bright as the real thing." Benny sighed contentedly. "All right. I admit this was worth staying up for." The trickster wind. Just then a sudden gust swept across the hill. Whoosh! Benny's cap flew into the air. "My hat!" Ruby's lantern flickered and Daisy's ribbon streamed away like a flag. Ruby leapt after the lantern, Benny lumbered after his cap, and Daisy bounded to catch her ribbon. With quick paws and laughter, they managed to grab everything before the wind carried it off. Ruby giggled. "That must have been the trickster wind the owl warned us about." Benny held his cap tightly. "Well, it won't get me twice." A magical moment. When the wind settled, they spread out a blanket and shared spiced cider and pumpkin muffins Ruby had packed. The harvest moon hung above them, brighter than ever, painting the world in silver and gold. "It feels like the forest is glowing from the inside out," Daisy said dreamily. Ruby leaned back against Benny. "Adventures are always better with friends." Benny nodded, taking another muffin. "And snacks." Home again. When it was time to head home, the owl hooted them farewell. They followed the glowing path back down, paws light and hearts full. At Benny's cabin, they said goodnight beneath the shining harvest moon. Ruby smiled. "Same time next year?" Benny yawned. "Only if there are more muffins." And with laughter drifting into the night, they ended their magical harvest moon hike.